Hello everyone, welcome back. So these next few videos we'll be going through, we're doing different problems to help us practice using what we just learned and in more realistic examples than just random triangles. So, in this case, we've got a boom cable, we got a boom. And we're trying to figure out all the angles that are missing as well as all the lengths. Now it gave us some of those. We have that C is equal to 10, we have that B is equal to 14. Why am I marking through those? It's just my way of note keeping because this is a little bit further away from it. I will get confused. I'm easily confused, people, so help me out here. But that's about all it gives us. It gives us this angle up here, but how in the world could that be helpful? Now, if you've taken a trigonometry class, then you probably already know how to use that angle right there. If you haven't, you might be confused by it. So let's get to it and see how we do that. The first clue I want to give you, the first trigonometry trick, and I'll be trying to give you a few over the next several videos and over the semester, is to look for letter N's and letter Z's. If you find any two lines that are parallel, those marks I'm making mean parallel, and they have some line connecting them, it has to be a straight line, then these two angles, they're called opposite interior angles, are equal to each other. Those are the same exact angles. So what that means to me is that this angle right here, there's a big letter N, is going to be the same as that angle right there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. And I have 30 degrees, and I'm on my way to getting this started. Now, I got no other magic for you here. The rest of this is going to have to be done using our law of cosines, our law of sines. So, you see that I've got three things right next to each other. I've got two sides and an angle, and that's going to be enough for me to use my law of cosines. So let's solve for A right here. So a squared is going to be equal to, I'll go ahead and write down the entire equation, b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of theta. And a squared is going to be equal to 14 squared, which is 196, plus 10 squared, which is 100, minus 2 times 14 times 10, that's going to be 280, cosine of 30. Okay. Let's plug this into our calculators and see what we get. We can keep on moving forward. And I get that a squared is equal to 53.51. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and try and see what a is. I'm going to take the square root of 53.51. And I get that a is equal to 7.315. Okay, got one of these done. That looks good. Let's go ahead and mark through that and make that 7.315. Perfection. Bravissima. Now, let's erase over here because I'm going to need some more space. Now, I could continue if I wanted to use law of cosines to solve for all the rest of the angles, but instead I'm going to use law of sines. Why? Because I like law of sines better. So I'll do, let's just write the equation, a over sine of a is equal to b over sine of b. And I'll start with that value right there. So a over sine of a is equal to b over sine of b. And I'll go ahead and do the rest of them too. C over sine of c. Perfect, it looks good. So I know a and sine of a, so I can go ahead and write those down. So I have 7.315 over sine of 30. That's going to be equal to 14 over sine of b. Okay, that's good there. Now let's go ahead and do some algebra. So I'm going to multiply both sides by sine of b. And that cancels. Good. I'm going to divide both sides by 7.315. That cancels. And I'm going to multiply both sides by sine of 30. I don't have any space to write it, so I'm just going to mark through that guy and multiply it over here. Okay, too much marking through, so let's go ahead and simplify that down. So I have sine of b is equal to 14 sine of 30 over 7.315. Let's plug this in our calculator and see what it turns into. So I get that sine of b is equal to 0.957. And then sine the negative first b to get the angle. We're going to shift sine or second sine, whatever you're using on your calculator. So shift sine of 0.957. That gives me that b is equal to 73.16. Now, while my drawings are not always to scale, these drawings are. And if I look at this angle right here, it definitely looks like it's more than 90 degrees. So let's go ahead and calculate what the angle C is and see what went wrong here. Why do we get an angle that is less than 90 right here? So same setup. I'm going to have 7.315, that's A, over sine of 30, that's the angle of A, is equal to C, which is 10, over sine of C. I'm going to follow very, very similar steps to last time. I'm going to multiply both sides by sine of C. So that cancels, and I've got sine of C over here now. I'm going to divide both sides by 7.315. That cancels too. And I'm going to multiply both sides by sine of 30, but I'm running out of space, so I'll just go ahead and simplify it, and it will look like this. So, then in mind, let's see what our angle C is. And I get 10, okay, oops, second sine 10, sine of 30 divided by 7.315. And I get that C is equal to 43.1 degrees. Okay, now we have three angles here. They're supposed to add up to 180 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and check them out. So I have, making sure I do this all right here, A plus B plus C should equal 180 degrees. If they don't, something's gone wrong. We're going to have to figure out what that is. Oh, hopefully nothing went wrong. I can already tell you that it did. So 30 plus 73. I'm going to leave it at 73 for now. 73.2 plus 43.1 is equal to, drum roll please, is 146.3. It doesn't come out right. We're doomed. Everything is lost. No! But here is the thing that you have to be very careful about. Sine to the negative first of any number is never, ever, ever, it's always going to be less than or equal to 90. No matter what you do, it will never give you a number that's greater than 90. Now, the thing is, we knew that angle right there was more than 90. So what do? So if you know an angle is more than 90, what you do is whatever you get, so right here, B, I just take 180 and I subtract 73.16. It's like it's giving you the wrong one. It's giving you this side rather than this side. And that comes out to be, let's see here, make sure I do my math correctly. 180 minus 73.2, I get 106.8. Now let's put that back into our original little equation over here. So 106.8 plus 30 plus 43.1 is 179.9. So that one comes out much better. Just rounding errors make it slightly off. Equals 180. Yep. I definitely clicked the wrong one. Oops. There you go. Those three. Okay, so that's something to be careful about. But with this, we have all of our angles. So we have our angle B right there. We have our angle C. We have our angle A. We've already calculated. We have all of our values. And so we are done with this problem. So thank you for listening. I hope this helped you, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.